Welcome to this restorative yoga practice. We are spending the entire class laying on the ground. So this is wonderful if you are sore, perhaps a little injured, just one of those days where you don't feel like doing anything and laying on the ground seems about your speed. So have your mat down somewhere comfortable. This is a nice one where if you do like a little more padding on your back, we are on the ground the whole time. So this is where we don't have to worry about balancing or anything. Some really helpful props on this one. I would highly recommend a strap. If you don't have a strap, you can use a belt. You can honestly probably get away with like a long tie or something, but we are going to do some moves that are very supportive. And then a block or a bolster if you have one. I don't have one, so I will be using a block. The other thing this class takes into consideration is limited leg mobility. So people who have different range of motion in your knees, this is going to be awesome for you because it's whatever works for your body. There's no deep lunges. There's no really deep knee bends at all. So this is meant to be for everyone who just wants to have a lovely and relaxing day. So we are going to start on our backs. And we are just going to just have your props within arm's reach, but not so close that you're about to smack them. And we're just going to close our eyes for a moment, just lay on our backs, let the feet fall away, palms up towards the ceiling, and just inhale and exhale a few times, centering yourself, getting ready for a relaxing class. Start checking in with how your body feels. Is there any place you're holding tension? Check in with your toes. Are you curling them up? Do you need to give them a little wiggle to shake it out? Are your hands soft? Are your shoulders away from the ears? Just checking in and seeing if there's any place you're keeping any tension, and then trying to actively relax that part of the body. It's okay to give a little wiggle, whatever helps undo that tension. And we're going to start just by bringing the arms up overhead, lengthening and elongating that spine, reaching, feeling nice and tall, feeling a stretch through the abdomen as well. Maybe get your arms off the ground a little bit, reaching. And let's just start making some really nice big arm circles. You can have your eyes open or closed. You know what arm circles look like. And go the other way. Just getting a little range of motion going in our arms. Again, restorative practice. We're not warming up for anything intense. And then next time they circle through, bring the arms alongside the body. And now we're just going to gently bring the knees up towards the chest. As deep as you want to go or not go. Just waking up that lower body a little bit before we start doing some deeper stretching. Now relax the legs, and we're going to take that same motion, but you're going to bring it more out to the side. And you should feel that in the inner thighs. And the bend of your knee does not matter. I can't help but bend deeply. But as long as you're making that rotation in the hips, then what the lower half of your leg is doing really does not matter. This is about getting some, something just popped there. This is about the hip mobility. Cool. Give the legs a little shake, give the arms a little shake, and you're going to reach out, grab that strap. Does not matter which leg you start with. I'm going to start with the left. Nobody cares. And put a soft bend in the knee. And we're just going to gently pull that leg towards the body. Do not rush it. This is not a contest. It is, see, I'm going too far. If your legs start shaking, you have gone too far. I should listen to my own advice, right? And it's okay to play around. I just went to see if I could go a little deeper. Legs started shaking, so I backed off. Now we're going to move into some movements where I'm going to sound like I'm contradicting myself, because I kind of am. So for starters, we're going to start working our inside and outside mobility here. And for the first couple times through, it's okay to roll more onto your side to get a greater range of motion. And then we're going to do the opposite. So I'm going to bring that leg across the body, and it's okay. I'm going to roll over on my side a little bit. And we're going to come back to center, and now you're going to open up towards the outside. Again, if you roll out to the side a little, it's okay. We're just working on waking up that joint. We're going to go back to center. And now when you bring the leg across the body, keep your low back attached to the mat. So you're not going to get as far, and that's okay. Like I'm about here. But now if I gently pull that leg a little more to the chest, less hip range of motion there, but more kind of glute and hamstring stretch. And again, just keeping, at the very least, a soft bend in that leg. You don't want to hyperextend. All right, now we're going to come back to center. We're going to bring it to the outside. Again, same thing. Keep that low back attached to the mat. Do not roll out on it. I just feel like going outside is more work. Excellent. Bring it back to center. And now we're going to revisit, pulling it towards the body. And I can get sick. Well, it feels significant to me. It might not actually be significant, but I feel like I can get closer than I was before, which is great. All right, release the tension. You're going to bring both feet up for a second. And now you're going to kind of let them fall away from the body, but use your arms to, and the strap to hold that. So I'm pulling the strap towards me, but I'm actively pushing with my legs away from the body. And now stop pushing with the legs, relax, and you should get kind of a nice little relaxation there. So now we're going to switch sides. And we'll start with just pulling gently towards the body. All right, now we're going to go to the land of contradiction. We're going to bring the leg across the body. Again, okay to roll over to the side a little this time. Coming back to center, and now we're going to fall away to the outside. This is one of those stretches I always feel when I'm actually taking a class and mixed in people with their mats really close, that I'm always afraid I never go as far as I like because I'm afraid I'm going to kick someone. So this is the nice thing about a home practice. All right, coming back to center, make any little adjustments. And now we're going to go back across the body, but we're going to keep the low back attached to the mat. If you don't feel like you're getting enough out of this with keeping your low back on the ground, gently pull the leg closer to the body, and that will deepen that for you. Excellent. Back to center, and now dropping to the outside, low back stays attached to the mat. All right, coming back to center, and now we're just going to reset, pulling the leg closer to the body. You feel like you get further? Does it matter? No, it does not. Excellent. We're going to release the leg. Put that strap off to the side, give a little shake. And now we're going to get into some twists, because who doesn't love a twist? So arms out to the side. We're going to start with both legs together. Again, however far or little you want to bend those knees, either way, you're going to tuck them towards the body and roll over to one side. Again, does not matter. Now you can stay right here, or you can have a little extra opener in the chest. So whatever arm is outstretched from the body, the one opposite where all your legs are, you're going to gently bring it in like you're closing the cover of a book and open it back up. And I would say like 5 of these is nice. Just adds a little extra motion in, gives that spine a little more twist. And just however many you did, remember it, because we'll switch sides. We should probably switch sides now. So back to center, rolling over. And we'll just start motionless, letting the body adjust into that pose. Now, I should have mentioned the first time, if this does not feel great for that arm that's stretched away from the body, you can just bend it and leave it gently with your fingertips touching your ribs. So don't feel that you have to do that. But if you'd like to add some little book open and closes in, now is a good time. Those are nice. I found them in a strength training workout as a cool down. And I thought, hey, I should bring those to yoga. All right, so we're going to roll on our back. And we're going to do some single leg twists. We're going to do 2 variations. I'm going to start on the side facing you so you can see, because that's nice for you, because you probably want to see what I'm doing. So we're going to pick a side, pull the leg into the chest, and you're going to twist and roll onto your side. Again, whatever's most comfortable. If you need a little prop under there, you absolutely can. But we'll just start. Same thing with the arm that's behind you. If that's uncomfortable, bend at the elbow, fingertips touch the ribs. You should feel this twist, whatever leg is on top, kind of feel that twist in the low back area. Now, I didn't warn you, and that's my fault. And you might be fine, because the whole point of this is that you want a soft bend in the leg. You're not trying to hyperextend. But if you can't reach your toes with what we're about to do, then grab your strap, and you can use the strap to reach your toes, because you do want a counter stretch. But I think as long as you've got enough of a knee bend, you should be fine. So we're going to take that leg on top, and we're going to pull it a little closer to the body, and you're going to grab onto it with your toes. So now we're getting a nice hamstring stretch, and we're getting a twist. And I've got I'm definitely not straight-legged doing this. All right, release the foot, come back to center, and we're going to shift over to the opposite side. So bringing that opposite leg across. Now, my range of motion, I have the foot that's bent, I have that foot resting on my extended leg, but that's the beauty of this, that it's the act of the twist in the hips and not what happens basically beyond the hips. So do not feel any obligation to have such a deep bend, because you don't need it. Actually getting a really good arm stretch out of this too. Check in. I just exhaled and felt my low back and one of my upper thighs just kind of relax. So see if you're carrying any tension, because that's the opposite of what we're trying to do here. All right, so our foot that's on top, we're going to extend out, and we're going to grab our toes with our hand. We're looking for a deep stretch, but not a painful stretch. Coming off of this, we are going to transition over to our stomach. So as I start to talk you out of the pose, don't immediately flip over onto your back. All right, release the foot, and you're just gently going to sort of roll over, coming into a nice Sphinx pose here. And here, especially because we just did some deep stretching, you can give a little roll side to side. with your upper body. Drop the shoulders towards the front of your mat. We just did deep stretching, and sometimes a little short movement kind of helps shake that out. But meanwhile, we're going to stay in a little Sphinx here. Get some chest openers going. Release the legs, give them a shake. Now you can stay in Sphinx pose. This could be perfectly fine for where your back is at today. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you can lower that chest down, bring the hands by your chest, elbows tuck in, and gentle baby cobra. Let the movement come from the back, the arms support. We're not using our arms to whip ourselves backwards. Wiggle those toes. I know when I come up, I start to get a little secretly tense. Awesome, coming down. Now, again, anywhere in this range of motion is fine. If you'd like to go a little deeper, I'm going to progress into seal. So I'm going to place my hands off the mat, wide, slightly angled out is usually what's most comfortable for me. And I'm going to press up, absolutely fine for that pelvis to come off the mat. Keep those elbows loose. Very nice. Now we're going to lower down. And again, either side is fine. I will face you because that's my job here. We are going to get into a side stretch. This is a great alternative if gate pose hurts your knees or is not in your range of motion, but you still want that really nice stretch down the side. So we're going to lay on our side. This hand that's on top is arm that's on top is going to be your kickstand. You can stay right here. I am getting a stretch this way. I would call this the sort of Sphinx Cobra version of this. So we'll start here for a moment, feeling that side. If you're not feeling that side or you want to go deeper, bring that kickstand up, and you're going to bring that bottom arm out and straight again. Slight lock, and this is where you can sort of play with where you're at as long as it's comfortable to hold yourself in that position. And you're going to get, like, I feel mine right here, basically at the top of the hips. And that feels pretty amazing. Relaxing the legs. I always find that wiggling my toes is the easiest way to kind of take any tension out of the legs. All right, we're going to gently lower ourselves down, and we're going to flip over to the other side. So the bottom arm, we'll start it in that Sphinx bend. Top arm, that hand is just kind of resting on the mat like a little kickstand. We're laying on our sides. And I'm going to go up because I'm not, there we go. All right, and now we're going to gently stay up on our elbows, but we're going to come back onto our backs. And we're going to keep our arms bent here, and we're going to get into a little fish. So it's a nice chest opener that's pretty low stakes. So up on your forearms, gentle tilt to the head back. Open up the chest. If this is uncomfortable for your arms, you can also kind of lower down. I'm going to lift up for a second. Get your hands underneath and kind of open the chest that way as well. This one's actually speaking to me a little more, so I'm going to stay like this. Lots of different options. But the idea is to open the chest. This is a great one if you do have a bolster to put under your shoulders. That would feel really nice. And I should have told you that before we got into it, but not having a bolster, I did not think of it. I think a block would be uncomfortable, but you can roll up a second yoga mat and do that. So if you enjoyed this enough to play it again, grab an extra mat or a towel or something, and that would be lovely. All right, we're going to release. And now, blocker bolster for real. We're going to wind things down with one of my favorite ones. I'm not going to take this as high as I usually do, but we're going to get into some supported bridge here. And we're going to use a block or a bolster to lift up our hips and create that space for our hip flexors and get a little glute stretch in there. So I'm actually going to go flat side of the block down. When I do this in a more traditional class, I usually take the block the tallest way. But here we're just about relaxing. So tuck those shoulder blades under the back. Now that you've got the hips raised, those should tuck under nicely. So again, sneaking in a little extra chest opener here, and just relax the legs, let them fall away. Play around with where you want to be. I'm going for the restorative action this morning. And you will have to try this with a bolster. I don't know how firm yours is. I like something solid under my back. But play around. The idea is to raise up the hips, let the blocker bolster do the work, and you just relax and sink into it. As we're winding down our restorative practice, just focus in on our breathing again. And whenever you feel ready, gently release the block, being careful, just because we've had a nice stretch going there. Lowering yourself back down to the ground. And you're going to put your heels on the mat. Legs are actually stretched out pretty far out. And you're just going to kind of gently windshield those knees side to side. And where you're aiming to feel this is in that low back. So you can walk your heels in and out until you kind of find that sweet spot where you feel that your low back is what's being massaged against the ground. And as you walk the legs away from the body, it'll kind of move its way down to your glutes, which can also feel good. Just making gentle movements, walking the heels towards the body and away from the body, whatever's comfortable. And walk them away from the body. Get yourself situated into a nice Shavasana. Focusing on your breathing, giving a little wiggle to the fingers and toes. And I am not going to talk you out of this. I am going to thank you for practicing with me. And I am going to invite you to stay in this pose as long as you like. Namaste.